it's not a normal topic of conversation at the Crime Stoppers of Houston office, but that may be changing. Rania Mankarious is the executive director of Crime Stoppers of Houston. Rose Terry, a 30-year veteran of HPD and a Crime Stoppers, is a lieutenant and unit commander tasked with a number of responsibilities, including the tip line. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
This whole process has really been kind of unique, and now it happens to coincide with you doing a new initiative. Talk about the initiative that relates to terrorism.
Yeah, actually, we started to think about this in 2015 after the attacks at San Bernardino. And the neighbor in that case said she was suspicious, she knew something, but she was afraid to speak up. She didn't know who to call or what to do. And so we as a board and we started to think, how can we address this topic sensibly, responsibly, strategically, and in a way that assists our law enforcement partners? So we spent the last year and a half really studying it. And over that time, unfortunately, we've seen increases across a whole spectrum of just not national terrorism, but homegrown domestic terrorism, but also school threats, terroristic threats within school campuses. So we realized it was now a critical time to launch a comprehensive anti-terrorism program where we will bring in community members, we will discuss the issues, we will define terrorism, and we will give the community tips and tools on how to address it.
And this is it's going to change the way you do business a little bit, isn't it?
A little bit, yeah. You know, historically for 36 years, if a crime happened and somebody knew something, we said call Crime Stoppers, 713-222-TIPS anonymously. Well, now we're saying call us before something's going to happen. If you know that a terrorist activity is about to happen, you're aware of the details, and that anonymity is critical for you, it's the only way you're going to speak up, then now you can call Crime Stoppers with that information.
We think of Crime Stoppers, Rose, all the time, and the first thing we think about is tips, the line,
Yes.
the call. How effective is that program, and how do you suspect it might transition and conform to a new format where you want to have people call ahead as opposed to after?
Well, it's very important because when tipsters call in, we want to get as much information as we can so that we can compile that information. We have resources there in our office to where we can follow up on what they gave us, and then we compile that and we give it to our investigative divisions so that they can now continue investigations. We don't know what they may have, something that a tipster may call us on, our investigators may have it already. So it's very, very important. We want to say that if you see something that is of immediate danger, that you do call the police. However, if it's a situation where somebody's stockpiling weapons or chemicals or something like that in a place where they normally don't, then definitely we want to know, and then that's something you may want to call Crime Stoppers on. But we just don't want anybody to put themselves in a position to hurt themselves or other folks in society to take action. Let us take the action on that.
It does. It provides that cover of anonymity again.
Yes.
And for that reason, it does give an opportunity for people who may not have called before will start to do it now. How successful has that whole program been, though? Are you both comfortable with the level of success you've been in terms of helping to solve these crimes? When you go out and you do these news conferences.
Oh my goodness,
yeah.
You see cases where Crime Stoppers gets involved and people actually start turning themselves in because of the power of Crime Stoppers and the power of our media partnerships.
Yes.
But over 36 years, we've solved 33,600 cases, and we count the first case solved. Some of those cases go on and we've cleared 10 other cases after them. We don't count those. This program is so successful. It's such a smart use of the community, of media, of law enforcement. It saves enormous amounts of money, and it does a lot for Houston.
You know a lot. I mean, in police work, there's a lot out there that a lot of us aren't familiar with, that you know about, that if we knew about it, we'd be scared. What kinds of things are you hoping that people will take? I mean, right now, it's a mindset where people want to call after the fact. Now getting people to change to where they are aggressively willing to call before the fact. What kind of challenge do you think that might?
We just want people to be alert and be aware of their surroundings. If you see something, say something. And so we count on the public to work with us. So we can do it, but we need their help. So that's what I would say. Don't be afraid to speak out and come forth if you have any information or something has been given to you, and that's what I would say. Just be open and honest about what you know, what you think you might know, or somebody told you. It's just come to us and share that information.
And I read that you already have a baseline of $5,000 for tips?
Yes.
Leading to, that's pretty hefty.
Crime Stoppers always offers up to $5,000 for information that leads to the arrest or charging of a suspect.
So it's up to $5,000.
Yes, sir,
and the same thing is true now for tips leading to an arrest and charges of a suspect preparing to commit an act of terrorism.
Correct. It's important. If we can stop these attacks, we must as a community do whatever we can to stop this type of violence, this type of rhetoric, and the killing of innocent people. You just shared what the mayor said. This is our city. We're one community. We're one family. We want to keep each other safe.
There's no way to really have known ahead of time. In a case like Charlottesville, for example,
Correct.
There's no way to really known.
No.
But the level of, quote, domestic terrorism that seems to be increasing in our community is one of the reasons why this is in effect.
Yeah, and there are family members that can say, you know, our son was getting more and more irate. The type of language he was using at home was more and more disturbing. The type of, you know, things he was collecting were concerning as well. We want to provide an outlet. Call us and tell us, share that information. And again, you can always be anonymous when you call.
And you guys have a safe community program as well.
We do, yes.
What is that program?
The Safe Community Program is our way of engaging with the community proactively, covering crime prevention information. So we're going to cover domestic violence again, animal cruelty. This is where terrorism will fall under, home invasions, bank robberies, any type of large-scale crime issue. We are going to not only cover it through the tip line, but we're going to aggressively cover it proactively through community education.
When you are going to be getting together with community folk, getting folk together for an education seminar to talk about this new plan, what kind of things are you looking forward to disseminating to people who are going to be coming to that kind of seminar to talk about what they can expect in the...
I would just say be aware. There's a site on the city website called readyhoustontext.gov, and there's videos on there that shows you what you should and should not do if you encounter a situation that you think would be detrimental to society or to yourself, whatever. And I think it's really good to pull that up, and that has videos on there for YouTube, and it kind of points you in that right direction as to what you should and should not do. You know, getting descriptions, making sure that you're aware of, you know, what the person's driving or anything like that that would help law enforcement.
I'm going to put up the information. You have a free community education seminar on Wednesday, September 6th at the, is it Crime Stoppers of Houston office, your brand new office.
Our new building.
3001 Main Street, goes from 6 to 7:30. It's free, but you'll need to register by email. That's at PHOLLEK, that pholic at crimestoppers.org. You can call the Crime Stoppers office at 713-621-4600. And of course, I'll have that information on the Newsmakers page on click2houston.com. Thank you both for coming.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. We want to make a better community for us, and you guys are doing a good job with it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.